Let's get this hamstring focus leg day going. Believe it or not, there is a plan for today. And I actually thought of it last night. So. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, God. Ooh. All right, as talked about and kind of low-key discovered by myself on a previous hamstring day, normal deadlifts falling hamstring curls are fantastic for the hamstrings. So nothing too heavy. Ooh. Ooh. It just takes it all out of the lower back and puts it right in the back of your hamstrings. All right, well, like I said, this is nowhere near my max. It's also not an impressive deadlift, but aiming for 10 to 12, trying to control it to get it more in the hamstrings than the lower back. Ooh. So. Oh, last set of these and we'll get into some abductor, which I feel a lot more in my glutes and hamstrings, and then adductor, I feel more inside my quads. So abductor action after this, and then we'll try to set up the sled leg press over there for more hamstring activated leg press action. And we'll see what happens there. I don't like how it feels on that one. We'll switch to the plate loaded or the stack loaded leg press and see how it feels. Ooh. Moving on. All right. Ooh, like I said, time for little adductor. Ooh, action. Come Oh, God. Oh. Hit just enough hamstrings already to not be able to get out of that. Ooh. Good stuff. All right. Yeah. So the hard part isn't getting in for me. It's getting out because once I've hit a set, it's so much harder to get my leg over. Ooh. 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 Let's move on. All right. In theory, this is perfect for some hamstring action. And as long as we keep a higher seat position. I'm gonna use this foam pad to keep my lower back from rolling off the seat. Causing any lower back pain. Ooh. Ooh. Down. Yep. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, all right. Ooh. Oh. Oh. All right. Ooh. Wow. This also almost turns it more into, I don't know if you've ever seen them, some of those they have older machines. They aren't on sleds, they have hammers that they move on, but it's almost like straight above you. Like putting this under me makes me go almost more towards the roof. No, that's like perfect for my hamstrings. So. Whew. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Ooh. Once I these, we're gonna get into some sled pushes, pushing the sled. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Mm. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, my hamstrings are pooped, baby. Good stuff. That's far. All right, as previously stated, we're gonna hit some sled pushes. Now, my fear behind this is that, at least for me, I feel this more in my hamstrings, my glutes, and my calves. So this should be good as a good way to kind of finish off the hamstrings. Ooh. All right, guys. About probably close to 40 minutes has passed since the hamstring workout. I got caught up talking to the manager, asking questions about the people who train people here and how they go about that process. So I would love to maybe start training people here if I could get a hold of the owner and talk to him about if I can do that or not. But maybe that will be something to do in the future. She was explaining to me that the people who train here, there's only two trainers. Uh, they talk to the owner. He has rent to use the space that he charges them. And then you can train people, but they have to obviously be members here. And then they, can charge their own rates. But I really don't have the money to charge whatever that rent might be, or the money for insurance. If you don't know this, in order to be a personal trainer, you have to have your PT certification, obviously, and then you have to have insurance, basically, to protect yourself, just like a gym would. Like a gym has a waiver to protect it from getting sued by people if they get injured. Same thing as a personal trainer, you have to have certification saying that if that person gets injured under your supervision, they can't sue you, right? So that's one of the main reasons I haven't trained many people and instead just rope friends and sent people on their way is because I've never had the insurance, so I can't afford to train someone in person. So I've always just made PDFs of like a plan, typically a 60-day plan with 60 workouts, and then typically there's a blueprint. And like once you hit the 60-day mark, we start from day one, but change your rep scheme and everything to this, and this, or they can always reach back out and ask for another workout plan. But that's just what I've done for extra money for a while now. But right now my PT license is expired. I'm working on renewing it, so I can't even do that. But I was just talking to the owner about what it takes to be a PT here to get approved for doing that. So we'll see if I can't do that. But no, let's talk about the workout now. That was a fantastic hamstring workout. I'm really feeling it right now, just walking up this hill. Like, not bad, but I'm kind of getting like a hamstring pump again, just walking up this hill. But it was nice to have a leg press that felt really good for a hamstring focused leg press. Here lately, any other gym we go to, one, the leg presses just don't feel good on my knees. Anyways, this one does. But especially if I go up a higher leg set placement and try to hit hams, like my knees just don't have it in them. So it was nice to actually be able to add that into a hamstring day. And I mean, I think hamstring curls followed by deadlifts is like a cheat code. Like that as the beginning of a hamstring workout gets my hamstrings going hard. Like they burn and start shaking at the end of a set of deadlifts, as long as I do hamstring curls before them. I think that helps you be able to activate your hamstrings more and not hit so much lower back. Now, you've heard people argue whether or not deadlifts are a leg workout or a back workout. And as I said on a previous hamstring day, I think there's merit for both. I think if you're pushing heavy freaking weight, going balls to the wall, or if it's a day you just want to come in and peel on it for the heck of it, program it on the back day. But if you just want to rep out some light controlled reps, hit some hamstring curls first, and then hit those deadlifts and pump on your weight day. I think you use it for both. But yes, I got a lower back pump hitting them, but I got way more out of it in my legs. So, and to be honest, I'd probably get even more out of it if I narrowed my feet placement a little bit more. But, or maybe I'd get more of it doing sumo. I really don't know. But simply just doing conventional for a decent weight, but something you can control for 10 to 12 reps after hamstring curls is phenomenal for the activation, I think. I think I like that better than Romanian stiff-legged deadlifts. But I don't know. I do like my stiff-legged deadlifts, but I do think the deadlifts feel pretty freaking good after some hamstring curls. Which, if you're someone who struggles with the form of stiff-legged deadlifts, because like Brandon is one of those people who does struggle with stiff-legged deadlifts, where he has a hard time keeping from bending his knees like he's doing a conventional deadlift. So I would say, if you are someone who struggles with your form, or if you just don't feel it, then definitely just lighten the load and do conventional and hit some hamstring curls first. So that's just my, I want to say professional opinion, but I guess given that my PT certification isn't even valid right now, I can't say that. That is my unprofessional opinion. But I don't know. I feel it pretty freaking good. And if you've never finished a hamstring focused leg day with sled pushing a sled, do it. Because the activation I felt like, after every set of sled pushes, I felt my hamstrings like shaking when I stood up. You don't really feel it during the pushing. Like when you're pushing, you're just focusing on moving that weight. And I mean, you do feel it, like you feel the activation, but it doesn't hit you as hard until you stand up and all of a sudden your hamstrings are like shaking because there was just this constant tension on them for a solid like minute of pushing that sled. So I don't know, for me, sled pushes, I feel way more like glute, hamstring, calf, and then sled pulling, I feel more in the quads. So now that we have a gym with a really nice sled, I might look into programming those into the end of like some of our workouts. Like the quad day next week might end up being a day that ends with sled pulls, just to hit some, just to keep a good tension on the quads without really loading any weight onto them. That's kind of the beauty of it. I'm not loading any weight onto my legs, but yet my hamstrings are getting loaded and they are getting time under tension and they are being pushed. So it was a nice way to finish. That wasn't something we've done a million times. It wasn't something really stressing my joints, but yet was a great activation for the hamstrings, along with getting needle activation in the glutes and the calves, which is fine by me because we didn't hit calves traditionally today. It was our hamstring focus day. I don't tend to program calves on today, but being able to get that activation in a movement isn't a bad thing. So they did get ever so slightly hit today. And then obviously this treadmill uphill, that's going to activate them as well. So, whew, great workout. And I would say one of the best hamstring days I've had in a while, even though it was only 5 exercises, so 20 working sets. But sometimes it may not sound like a lot, but that's a great workout. It was like 45, 50 minutes, just hamstrings. Good stuff. So I will tell you guys, before I forget, I was talking to Brandon. So tomorrow I'm going kayaking. And so I asked him, said, today is technically the end of a rotation and the end of the split before it restarts, back on the back. I said, do you want to, I'll hit back early before the trip and then you just hit after work, or do you want a day off? He said day off, and frankly, I'm fine with that. I'm not big on rest days. I used to be terrible about not taking them, especially here lately on any pull downs. I like to get a deep stretch, like let it pull me forward even, and really let my lats almost relax and get a full stretch. And normally it doesn't bother me, but these past 2 back days, I've started to feel a twinge right here at the bottom where your lats insert. So like, I've been kind of iffy on if I needed a deload or a rest day, just to kind of give my back extra time to heal before we hit it again. So tomorrow I'll be going kayaking. It's going to be, we're going to go kayaking, we're going to camp overnight, and then we're going to finish the trip. I don't know how many miles it is, but I know we're starting at 5 in the afternoon. So it'll be at least 2 or 3 hours of kayaking, set up camp, and then probably finish by noon or 1 o'clock the next day. So a decent little trip. So I'm looking forward to that. But so tomorrow will be a rest day. But no worries, there should be a video for it. It'll just be something different. Probably some footage of the kayaking and the camping, and then footage of some cardio or something. We'll see. Because I'll probably still come in and hit cardio tomorrow. So it just depends. Because obviously, I don't know if I have signal while kayaking. So it might just be a cardio and talk video, or It'll be cardio and jogging and some kayaking. If not, the kayaking footage will end up at the beginning of the back day video. Just depends on if I have signal to edit and upload any of the uh, kayaking stuff. So no promises that tomorrow's rest day video will have kayaking footage yet. It might just be cardio, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But either way, very excited to do that. It'll be a much needed rest day for my back, I think, before getting back into it. So but yeah, I think that's about it. Tomorrow will be a rest day, but there will still be a video for you guys. Again, whether it be just cardio or if it be cardio and some kayaking footage is to be determined. But all of that aside, I got 13 minutes minimum left of this cardio. Or sorry, not 13. 17 minutes of cardio left. Minimum. I might actually do an hour today. So I might have like 47 minutes left. But point being, sure not enough to talk about. So I'll let you guys go. And I'll see you tomorrow for your cardio and possibly some kayaking.